Hello and welcome back to our data structures and algorithm series. In the previous video, we looked at how to update a value in an array. In this video, we want to look at how to delete, how to remove a value from an array. So before we jump into writing the code, we need to understand, to visualize how deletion happens when it comes to arrays. So for example, we do want to delete the value 9 here. So we have two functions that we can use in deleting a value from an array. The first function is called the remove function. So the remove function has the syntax array name, then dot the remove function, and inside it you give it the value that you want to delete. So we want to delete the value 9. Okay, so how the remove function works is that it's going to do a linear search. So the time complexity is actually O of 1 because it's going to visit every item until it gets to that particular item that needs to be removed. So after the value is found, then it's going to delete it. Now if it's deleted, then there's an empty space there. So what will happen? Yes, you guessed it right. So every other element that is on the right of that particular deleted item will have to be shifted. Why? Because in an array, we cannot just have an empty space. It's not allowed, because the rule of an array is that every element must follow the next element. So we cannot have an empty space. So that is exactly what is going to happen. Every other element is going to be shifted once, and at the end of the array, then we are going to have an empty space. So as you can see, this is quite an expensive operation because we have the searching and we also have the movement of the items that are to the right of the deleted item. Okay, so the other option is to use the pop operation. Now, unlike the remove function that receives the value of the array, the pop receives the index of the element, the index of the element we want to delete. So if we want to delete 6, then it's going to exactly go to that particular point. But again, the time complexity for this is O of n, because if the item is in between and not the last or even at the beginning, all the other items have to be shifted at least once. Now the pop function can also be used without passing any value, and when you do this, then it deletes the very last item on the array. So if the last item in our array is 40, then it's going to delete it. It's going to delete it, and the runtime complexity for this is O of 1 because we will not need to shift any items. That is number 1. And number 2, we can calculate the item at the last index, and that is also an O of 1 operation. So we don't need to do a linear search for the last item because Python keeps that particular value, and that is an O of 1 operation. So using the pop without passing it an index will simply delete the last item in the array. Okay, so let's jump in and do some coding. So we have our code here. I'll just comment this. Just paste that there. Then we can use my array dot remove. Then you can pass it the value we want to remove. So we have 11 in our array. So let's begin by removing that. We can just run our code. So you can see before removing 11, it was there, but now at that particular index we have 9, and at this particular index we have 16. So every other item has been shifted once. Has been shifted once. So This is the before, and this is the after. So that's what remove does. We can also try pop. So we can do pop, then we pass it we pass it 5, index 5, so that you can delete 11 again. But this time we can pass it 6, so that we delete the value at index 6, which is 9. Okay, so you see 9 is here, but in the next array, after doing the pop, we do not have 9. We do not have 9. So again, that is how pop works. Let's now remove the 6 so that we can delete 40. We want to delete the last item of the array, which is 40. So I've just done my array pop and then print. And you can see that indeed the pop function removes 40 from the array. So that is exactly what it does. And it does that in an O of 1 runtime complexity. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it about array operations. In the next video, we will look at lists, the list data structure. So thank you so much for staying to the end. See you in the next video. Bye for now.